And welcome back to United Rogue Action, ladies and gentlemen. We got week 1 of season 19 of United Rogue. I can't believe it's season 19 already. I feel like I just joined yesterday, but here we are. We've got a week 1 matchup, the Carolina Reapers versus the Atlanta Panthers. I'm Lockwell and just Wilson, joined by Hidden Lannis. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Ready? Exciting. Third night and both pulling out their top lineups. Carolina being Light, NK, and Instant versus the team of Shepard, Jay, and Morgan over on Atlanta's side. And I'm really excited to see, being in CS, what these players are capable of.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I know a lot about this Carolina squad. Scrimmed them a few nights ago. They're a solid team. Like the way they play. NK wasn't playing last season. Took a season off just to be a GM. Instant and Light both were on playoff level teams, and I know Light made it all the way to the finals. With that being said, we're getting right into this action, ladies and gentlemen. Kickoff going in favor of Carolina to start out.
Light getting a really good pop off the wall, but Jay ready for his pop. Dives in, does take control, gets it over to Shepard, who will find the double tap for an early goal for Atlanta.
That is a way to set the tone for the season, ladies and gentlemen. And that's, I mean, one of the best players in the league right there, NK, that you just beat in the middle air and got the double tap off of with 0 boost. Shepard, great way to set a tone.
Now, the question here going into the second kickoff is Carolina going to be able to respond in a quick, orderly fashion? Or, as we see Shepard taking it from the midfield, Atlanta already putting on so much aggression. Morgan gets it popped out to Jay. Jay 50s with Instant will keep the ball on Carolina's side for just a little bit longer. Shepard tosses it backboard. NK going to be the one to make contact, sends it off the sidewall, finds the double to clear it down to Atlanta's side. Morgan, though, catching it in the corner, will pop it out to mid, finds the pinch with Shepard, not quite able to get it past the last defender, though, for Carolina. Will find a 50. NK up, able to find the save 50. Barely. And what do you think so far from this Atlanta side putting on this pressure?
Atlanta really coming out the gate swinging, really setting the tone for the series thus far. I think we need to see Carolina just kind of string some touches together, get on the offensive side, and we'll really see this game develop.
And as you say that, NK ready to strike. We'll get the bump on Morgan, forcing the shot off the pass from Instant to tie it up. 3:54 left.
And I don't even think NK really got a touch here. I think this is, he did get a touch, but a little bump from Morgan helps him out, gives him a knuckleball, and it's going to be a tied game just a minute in.
And that's what we wanted to see. Carolina start stepping up that offensive pressure, and Instant taking the kickoff past Shepard. Morgan will be the one to find it in the midfield, not able to find his teammate, and Jay is Light, sends it off to the sidewall, takes it, keeps just not quite a good enough touch from Jay, and gets a touch down to the corner. NK up in the air. Still double commit from Shepard, and Morgan does find the clear, though, is Jay getting the demo on Light as he goes to clear the ball, not quite able to get it out as far as he'd like, leaving it. Gets it, does get another touch in the side. Instant with the demo in mid, but not quite able to get the ball down into this Atlanta side.
Yeah, most definitely. Now Shepard puts a shot on the backboard. Light there to block it out. Jay does get a dunk. Almost just passed down to Shepard, but blocked out by NK at the last moment. NK with a little bit of control. Not enough boost, though. Shepard just being a menace in this back corner. And Atlanta will just continue the onslaught of offensive pressure. Light there. Blocks out last-ditch effort. Shot there from Jay. Good clear out of the midfield. Instant. And NK will collide, and it will just be Light last back with control. Gets it past one. Now 1v1. NK bumping the last defender off the backboard. Shepard can't reach it, but Jay's there to collect and keep it away from the net. On a shot now coming in. Great fake by NK, but can't get it.
Shepard getting it clear up to Jay. Jay gets the touch to keep it moving towards Carolina's side, but NK will be the one to clear it downfield for just a second as Shepard returning the pressure. 50s NK on the goal line, gets it around one. NK forced to go in, does get the 50 here, does take a little bit of control, but Morgan in the midfield over to Shepard. Shepard not quite able to find the shot as NK again with the savior medal now, able to find the clear out to Light. Light off the backboard. Jay not quite able to get the touch. Light will find a double. What a save from Jay there. Keeps it on this Atlanta side just for a little bit, but does keep it out of that threatening spot.
Now a shot here from Instant off the post, and Light will finally find that go-ahead goal in this game. The first lead for Carolina thus far. I mean, what a great opportunity he had off that double tap, but the onslaught of pressure continues, and it will be a 1-goal lead. 2 minutes left for Carolina, or for Carolina.
Atlanta now the ones on the back foot. Time to see how they play in this situation as Shepard not quite able to find the touch. Will leave the ball down to JJ. Gets the reset, takes it under Morgan. Light under Morgan, and Jay gonna be the one to get there and save it off that goal line. NK will find a touch. Shepard up, will find a touch over the corner, but Instant is ready for it. Not quite able to find the shot though as it bounces out to Morgan. Morgan able to get the clear. Jay not quite able to beat out NK as NK just drops it down. Shepard will be the one to make contact, sends it down to the Carolina side. Instant, Morgan both up. Instant will not quite be able to beat Morgan, but Light does keep it just high enough to keep any shot out of Atlanta's reach. And now it's just bouncing in front as Morgan up, looking for the double. And what a save from Light, but it wasn't quite enough as Jay was there to finish it up.
Just a great touch here. Morgan able to put off the backboard, puts it off backboard twice. Light able to save it, and Jay right there able to dunk it in. It's a tied game, 1 minute left. A classic to start off this game.
Both teams so back and forth right now. It's looking like this could go the distance here. Is Instant gets a pop, gets a second touch, but Jay is there. Morgan follows up Jay's touch, sends it down to Carolina side. NK on the backboard, looking for a clear. Does get a little bit of control and pinches it with NK. Sends it up towards the ceiling. Instant not quite able to find a pass out as Morgan sends it downfield. Will try to stay underneath it. Does get one more touch on it. Gets 50'd out by NK though, forcing Shepard to try to put a pass on. Instant up, quick little clear out to the midfield, but will be stalled by Shepard. Light Instant, a little bit of a double commit there, but does keep it moving down to Atlanta side. NK 50'd out by Morgan. Morgan over to Jay. Jay gets bumped lightly by Instant, but it's just enough to throw him off as Shepard forced to jump up and get the save. Another pop up over the net of Atlanta. And right now they are just struggling to keep it away from this Carolina offense.
Yeah, most definitely. The one thing that's been hindering the Carolina offense, double commits, now touch off the back wall and Light able to read it. Great defensive play there. Now Shepard putting this one center. Instant has a touch out. Nobody's there, and Light will just control it. Tries to doink it towards net. Morgan keeping it up. Light gets it past one, has 12 boost. Shepard blocks it out. Just a good pop there. This is overtime. This is 0 second. Goes on longer, but Shepard not able to put a great shot on. And what I was saying is that, like, this Carolina team, yeah, they have so much pressure, but they relieve so much of it so quickly with these double commits. And you're going to see that. This is week 1. These teams have only had 2-3 weeks, especially with how short of an offseason we had. 2-3 weeks to really play scrims, really get together. So this week 1, we're going to see a lot of mistakes, a lot of double commits come out. It's going to be about which teams come out of it and find that gel quickest that are going to see early success here.
Yeah, that's the big thing with this being week 1. A lot of teams still trying to figure each other out. And as I'm saying that, a little pass comes out. NK gets it up to the ceiling, but Jay just enough to clear it out. But Light gonna be sitting in that midfield ready for it. Gets the reset, tries to get the flick, not quite able to find it. Does get a 50 to keep it on the offensive pressure for him as Shepard not quite able to get to the ball in time to get the clear. Instant. One more pop up, but Morgan off the backboard for Jay. Jay trying to find the shot to Light. Gonna be the one to find the save. Passes it up to NK. And an unfortunate 50 comes out. Shepard finding the net to take game 1 for Atlanta.
What a horrible way to end a great game here. Just instant Shepard. They just pitch it into the Carolina net. Atlanta takes a 1-goal lead and a 1-game lead in this first week 1 series.
Just, again, a really unfortunate way for that to end for Carolina, but it is still game 1. And what we've seen from them so far, I don't think this is indicative of how they're going to play out the rest of the series. I know they have more in the tank and they've got a lot more they can pull out. And I have a feeling this series is more than likely going all the way to a game 5.
I mean, I could see this series, just like this game, being a 3-2 victory for one of these two teams at the end. That being said, Carolina, they had a lot of doubles. They had a lot of overcommits. You got to be able to cut those out. Yeah, you have all this offensive pressure, but if you can't play defense at all, it's going to be a long series for you. And just Atlanta, I would say they just got caught out a few times by the aggression that Carolina has. Find a way to take advantage of it if you're on the Atlanta side. Shepard did a little bit. We saw that goal, and Jay just played defense, like great defense throughout the series. I would say if you're Atlanta, just try to find a way to take advantage of Carolina's aggression on these balls.
Yeah, Atlanta, you guys played really well game one. Just try to tighten that up maybe just a hair when Carolina is getting that rapid, quick turnaround pressure. It's what's causing them to be able to score so quickly when they get the offensive pressure.
Yeah, most no doubt. I mean, these two teams, they've been. I mean, I could see these two teams like really stepping it up in this next game. We saw a lot of jitters. It's week one. You're on stream. It's a bad duo for these teams, but you find a way to get past it and really play well. It could be a really great start to the season. And now Light misses his touch there, and Shepard has control one-on-one. AK trying to help out. We'll get the bump. Shepard does get the dunk. He's going to go off the post. Light controls. 50 with Morgan, and now NK. On the Triton.
Will get the pop. Interesting card choice for NK here as Shepard does try to find a shot, not quite able to. NK will be the one to send it up to Instant. Instant clears it downfield here. Shepard not quite able to find the catch he wants, and it will continue to dwindle on this Atlanta side as NK comes in looking for shot. Instant gonna be the one to score it though off of the pass and demo from NK.
Yeah, great touch there by NK. Puts up the post. Shepard not in a great position. Almost gets a touch. Can't quite find it. Almost gets a touch on the way down, but Instant. Great shot to put it low enough where defense can't get to it. 45 seconds in, it's a 1-goal lead for Carolina.
A great way to come in and take an instant lead. And as I'm talking about NK's card choice, I am just now noticing Light also opting for the same choice. And it's definitely unique, to say the least, to see players using, I can't remember the name of that car off the top of my head, but Shepard. Yeah, a very interesting decision.
Yeah, I can't imagine that this was an accident. I believe that these were. I mean, obviously, it's no coincidence that they're both on the same car, and I think that part of the reason is the same reason that why we're talking about it. It's odd, and it can get in the head of the opponent, and we see it there as a second goal rolls in.
Instant finding a goal off the side of Jay, sneaking on one. That'll be Instant's second goal of this game, putting a 2-0 lead on Atlanta here. So far, the biggest lead we have seen. And yes, this is only game 2, but that's saying something. Is Light finds the reset, gets one more touch downfield, but Shepard sitting perfectly in position to catch it, gets the pinch off the sidewall out of the corner. Instant gonna have to get back to get the save, and he does. NK with the 50 on Shepard will kind of stall it out in midfield, but Jay looking for a shot, will find it.
What an excellent shot there, just to be able to read it out. Pinch between Shepard and NK go by the wayside. Light can't quite read it, but Jay's right there. Nobody's in net. Top shelf, ain't nobody saving that one from their positioning. It's a 2-1 lead still, but they cut it in half.
Atlanta stepping it up there to find that 10 goal, but Instant absolutely destroying kickoff. Light and Instant, though, not quite able to come together to find the pinch they were looking for. Shepard gonna be the one to find the clear down. Instant popping it up off the backboard for the savior medal. Light gonna be the one sending it. Instant actually gonna be the one sending it down to NK. NK gets the
Great
pop
pass
straight to Light, but will get saved away by Shepard. Morgan following it up, getting the clear downfield, trying to find a teammate. Jay up, not quite able to find the touches. NK gonna be the one to clear here. Shepard now the one with the control, sending it into the corner, but not quite able to keep enough, and NK sends it away for just a second as Jay pops it up. Instant gonna get a save.
Yeah, great defense here thus far from Carolina, even though it is a bit scattered. It's enough to keep the ball out of the net. Now Morgan on the backboard, pinch away. Instant. We'll get a follow-up touch into the corner. Dunk on Shepard too. Morgan up. Dunk on Light. NK off the sidewall. Can he recover it? Light will just pop it straight up. NK does not have the beat out, but Light will have the dunk. And this Atlanta corner can be dangerous. If it goes to the opposite side, Jay won't be able to get that touch. Shepard. It will be kind of a fake of sorts to Shepard. And this ball still in the Atlanta side. They can't quite break out. I just don't see what I saw from Atlanta. Like in the first minute of last game, they were a completely different team than they are right now.
Atlanta really did come out game 1 first, couple minutes looking really strong, but this game we haven't seen that offensive pressure that they had early game one, and we're noticing how much quicker Carolina is to strike as Jay not quite able to find the net here. Will send it up to backboard light. Gets the clear downfield. 50 Shepard just to keep it up over the net. Morgan coming off the backboard. Will send it down to Jay in the corner, but Jay not quite able to find his instant. Gets up 50, keeping it over in Atlanta's side, just trying to waste time at this point because they don't need to score. Light coming off of the ceiling. Shepard gonna be the one to get the save. NK pops it back mid. Morgan this time the one quick on the ball, able to get the clear down to Jay. Jay in the corner of Carolina will find the flick, but the demo coming out from Light and NK being able to get the save, absolutely destroying all the pressure from Atlanta.
Yeah, now back on the offense is Morgan here. Morgan will be able to get past two, goes off the post. Can they follow it up? That's off the crossbar, and NK will just get a clear out. That one rolling the other way. I think that's just going to be a free goal for Carolina and a 2-goal lead with 35 seconds left. Carolina could do no wrong this game.
It's a very unfortunate situation here from Atlanta. Is they had the offensive pressure, they had the opportunity, they had a little bit of a double commit. They both missed the ball. NK was able to get a nice little touch with just enough speed. No one could catch it and find the goal to bring it back to a 2-goal lead, as Morgan now looking to cut that back down to 1. Instant will find a tap out mid, but Jay gonna be there, sends it back up to the backboard. NK sends it down to the corner, gets demoed by Shepard for his efforts as Jay tries to place it top right, but what a save from Light to keep it out of the net. Morgan on the sidewall, not quite able to do much with it as he does get a 50 out. Shepard finds a bump, but not able to keep the ball. NK tries to find his teammate, but not quite able to, as the ball does just kind of dwindle in Atlanta's side for Carolina to take game 2.
Yeah, Carolina was just all over that game. Nothing really felt like this Atlanta squad could really do. Carolina was everywhere all at once, and they played a very sporadic style, but it worked. And this Atlanta team just can't quite figure it out quite yet. Feel like Atlanta just needs to be able to fix their rotations, make sure that they're not double committing and not diving when they don't need to, and maybe play a little bit more patient. Let Carolina play into you, because Carolina's playing all out aggression right now.
We talk about how Carolina was all over the field and how aggressive they're playing, but we got to talk about this shot differential. Atlanta having 10 shots to Carolina only having 4, yet Carolina scoring 3 of their 4 and Atlanta only being able to score 1. Carolina is just absolutely tearing down Atlanta's defense, and Atlanta's got to find a way to do the same or they're not going to be able to bring this back.
Yeah, I would agree. And this is a classic case of stats don't tell the story of this game. This Carolina squad, like, they might not be putting on the shots, but that's just because they're hitting the ball every which way, and it might not be on the net, but it's going to find its way to the net eventually. And Atlanta just kind of throwing shots on net, and Carolina's just finding ways to save it, even though they're really sporadic. And so it's just been really interesting thus far.
Without a doubt, definitely one of the more interesting series I've watched in a while. And as we go into game 3, the big question is who's going to be the one to take the lead in the series here? Is it going to be Carolina taking that energy and momentum from the last game and winning again? Or is it going to be Atlanta turning it back around? And as we start off, Instant looking for an early shot, will get 50 away. Jay fakes it, does get control. It's a flick up over NK. NK gonna extend a little high to find the touch, and this time a grog coming out from Light. What is happening with NK and Light going to these wild cars as Jay takes control on the sidewall, finds the pop. It's one more, but NK gonna be the one to save it. Does hit the ball right back to Jay, but Jay not able to do a lot as Instant gets a flick. Light following it up, sending it to sidewall. Morgan up off the sidewall, forcing NK's last back to go. Does get the touch. Light out to the midfield. NK trying to follow it up. Does dodge the demo. Gets the pinch off the corner, but Morgan ready to save it. Instant back over the backboard. Morgan just hovering on that backboard. Will continue to find these light little clears, but it won't last for long as NK keeps it on that midfield. Shepard up. Instant off to the side.
I mean, and what I want to say about these cars is that this is an old name in the Rocket League community at this point, but it's the flakes mentality. You can play with any car; it doesn't really matter as long as you know what you're doing. And if you are playing against a weird car, the stigma around it is that you're going to be bad. And so when you beat somebody but in a game 3-1 with wacky cards, then you switch to a new one and continue to beat them, you can get in the head of the opponent and break them down mentally in a way that they weren't expecting going into the series.
That's the hardest part is Atlanta's got to overcome. You just got beaten by two Tritons. Now you've got two players in the Grog. It's going to be a really awkward game, especially because the Grog hitbox, it gets a lot of power on touches that it honestly you wouldn't expect in NK.
You sound like you know about the Grog hitbox.
I am unfortunately as well one of those players that loves every car, and as we're saying that, Jay will find a shot to take the lead for Atlanta.
I mean, you're sitting here making fun of these players for using the Grog, and you're one of them yourself. I can't believe the hypocriticism, the hypocrite, however you want to say that, the hypocrisy. That's the word I'm looking for. Coming out here from Hit Atlantis, ladies and gentlemen, unfathomable. That being said, it's a 1-goal lead for Atlanta, and it seems like the car isn't affecting too much thus far in game number 3. As Shepard blocks out one shot, instant puts a shot on. Morgan barely able to flip that one away. It's going to be NK, puts it center. Jay right there to save it. And Atlanta's rotations have felt way cleaner thus far. As I say that, they double commit in the midfield.
Carolina looking to even it up here as it does fall over to Atlanta's corner. NK will get the 50 here with Morgan. Shepard trying to pop it up to a teammate. Jay will be the one to make contact, but it just goes right into the hands of Light, who pops it up, gives it over to his teammate. But unfortunately, NK not able to do much as Jay comes flying in from nowhere to find the second goal.
You can't quite see it in that replay, but Shepard, he jumps up, then flips down, and gets back to the ground as quick as possible, kind of faking out Light. Light jumps up in the air. Oh, he's coming up. I'm going to go back down. Shepard right there to be able to read the mistouch and pass it right up to Jay. Jay puts a great shot on the net. Excellent power, excellent placement. And it's a 2-goal lead for Atlanta for the first time in the series.
Instant, though, looking to cut that in half. Not quite able to, but Light will be the one to find it off of Shepard's touch.
I mean, just 1v2 here, really hard. Shepard, I applaud him. He got both saves. Just one wasn't quite as good as the other. A great effort either way, but still a 2-1 lead for Atlanta. Keep your heads up.
Carolina still being down by 1. The fake comes out. NK gets control. Light looking for a bump. Not quite able to find it. NK reading the touch down, but Morgan ready for the follow-up. Does get the save. Jay quickly having to turn on the ball to get a little bit of aggression here. Not quite able to find the reset. Will drop the ball into the hands of NK, who pops it up. Morgan going to be the one to recover. Instant gets a little bit of control, but gets instant challenged by Shepard to send it off over to the corner. Jay looking for the midfield play. Not quite able to find much. NK gets a 50 with Morgan, keeping it in that midfield for just a little bit as Shepard taking the shot. And Light having to get the save. NK on the goal line, gets the catch. Takes it a little bit downfield, gets the 50 with Morgan, wins the 50, sends it off to Atlanta's corner. Jay not going to be able to find the shot or the touch. Shepard having to go in to get the save. Instant up, looking for the shot, drops it just a little too quickly into the hands of Shepard. NK pops it back out mid. Morgan gonna find a little bit of a clear, not quite able to find the second touch. NK just doing everything he can to keep this pressure on Atlanta.
Yeah, this Atlanta squad, though, breaking out of the defense, finding ways to get on the offensive side without giving too many opportunities to Carolina. Light tries to get the 50 past 1. We'll just go straight to Jay. We'll 50. Now Shepard puts stuff backward. Doesn't have enough boost to follow it up, but the Carolina squad does not know that. Now a floater to the back post. Light there. Jay will put it under him, but NK able to rotate back quick enough. And it will be a transition play gone by the wayside now as Margot finally puts it in the net now. Shot, put away. Shepard trying to put another one on, but just this corner play. 10 seconds left. NK with control. Won't be able to get past Morgan. This one bouncing center. Shepard up for it. We'll just try to control it. Gets it past 1. A good 50 will keep it down low. And Atlanta will take the lead in the series 2-1 and put themselves on match point.
If this is any sign of how this series is going to continue, I expect Carolina to take this next game, go to game 5, It really does seem to be whoever scores first takes the game. And that's going to be the biggest thing going into game 4 here is if Atlanta scores early, they can just take over and run the game because Carolina seems to struggle when having to play in that down position. But Carolina scores. We saw what happened in game 2, and I'd like to see that happen again in game 4 to go into a game 5.
I don't know about you. I'm taking Atlanta for the rest of the series. They showed me this game that they could find themselves a way to rotate and play consistent defense and just turn it into offensive opportunities. They did it twice this game and only gave Carolina one. They could do it again in this game. I could see themselves really taking the series right here.
But as we go into game 4, Atlanta on match point, Carolina going to have to do everything they can, still running. This time running Proteus is actually gets the touch.
I respect it.
Out to instant. I gotta respect it. I know I was giving him a little bit for it. At the end of the day, if you can use any card, then hey, that's whatever. Like I said, I do the same thing. I tend to bounce a lot with the Nomad, but Jay, what a shot.
An excellent shot here. A great bounce. Insta can't read that one. Gets the flip. Able to read it. Puts himself in a perfect position. Uses every bit of boost he has. Flips it perfectly. 20 seconds in. A great shot there to take the lead by Jay.
And this is why these players are at the level that they are. Shepard finding the pass out to Morgan. Morgan not quite able to do a whole lot with the NK. Will take control for just a second. Jay quick to beat. Does get the touch out, but Morgan gonna have to go on that backfield instant. Pops it up. Unfortunately, no one from Carolina there to follow it up. Jay gets it around 1. Light quick on the recovery. Shepard does 50 out. NK forcing instant to go as third man. Not quite able to find a second touch. Jay sending it over to Morgan. Morgan not quite able to find the touches. NK just sitting behind him. Does take control. Takes it off the ceiling here. Looking for the pinch. Not quite able to find the pinch as Morgan gets the clear here, but instant right there, ready to go. Passing it out to NK. NK not quite able to find the shot. It will be 50'd in the midfield. And Shepard not quite able to find the touch either, leaving it for Jay. Passes it back to Morgan, but Light, they're quick on the recovery, and both teams just going back and forth right now.
Yeah, this Carolina team ramping up. They know this is their last chance. They're down 1. They got to find an opportunity. This Atlanta team kind of crumbling on the defense. 2 players miss a backboard read. This one bouncing center. Morgan can't quite find the touch. Lights up, takes a shot. Jay there. Shepard helps him out. This one bouncing center. Instant puts off the post. Shepard once again in that kind of rocking net when they need the most. We'll be able to get it past Light. Great touch there and a great demo by Morgan. Opportunity galore the other way. But NK with a great save off the backboard. Defense really playing a key factor for both these squads as we really go into the final stages of this series. Jay, able to read it off the backboard. I really thought Light had a touch there, but I was wrong, and a great play to take a 2-goal lead. Jay stepping up when the series needs him most.
It's very unfortunate. Light having to come from the corner. Corner boost had just been stolen from him, had no boost at all, just enough to try to get up, but not quite able to get far enough as instant.
Great shot.
Quickly recovers and finds a goal off the kickoff from Light to bring it within 1.
That's why they say the 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead. Instant able to just barely get by that Morgan dump bump. Jay wasn't ready for it, and a great shot there by Instant. It's a 1-goal lead now for Atlanta. 3 minutes left. This series definitely is ramping up. The intensity has reached another level in this game number 4.
And a shot being saved. Shepard not quite able to find the net. NK there. Instant gets demoed out. Light not quite able to find his touch. Instant as that third man will find the touch to clear it. And not a little missed touch from Shepard will go to Instant. Instant getting a little bit of control with NK. Finding that demo in the midfield. Shot coming out, not quite able to find the net as Jay and Morgan both in the
great save.
In the net. Will get the save, and Shepard coming off of the at kind of an awkward angle does find the save. Shepard sends it over the corner. Instant dunks him over him. Jay will get it off to the sidewall. NK up into the corner, looking for a bump. Not able to find it as Light. Gonna recover it in the corner. Gets the 50 out, but Shepard on the goal line, ready to clear it into the hands of NK, who sends it up to the backboard for Morgan. but gets one more pop out. Shepard tries to be in light, not quite able to do it as Instant does get some really good control here. Drops it down to NK
Oh,
in
what a
towards the
save.
net, but Morgan, what a save.
I don't think I've seen a single Atlanta defender at 100 boost for the last at least 45 seconds. But light, low boost as well. Shepard and Morgan finally found some boost. Can we see if Atlanta can take it the other way? Great hit up there by Morgan. Shepard there, not able to find the follow-up touch, but will be continuing offensive pressure. Great save there by NK. Has 30 boost up the sidewall. Morgan up as well. Great 50. This one bouncing up and down. Shepard won't go up for that one. We'll leave it for Jay. Jay off the ceiling. Has another touch. Won't be a go over the flip reset. But Light not ready. Full boost, but no positioning. It's a 2-goal lead here for Atlanta in game 4. Series on the line.
Jay being an absolute menace in the MVP of game 4 so far with the hat trick. Just every time he is on the ball on that offensive side, it seems to find its way in as Jay takes kickoff. NK gets the pop, looks for the net, and will find it to bring it back within one right after being scored on by Atlanta.
These kickoff goals have been deadly for Atlanta. They got to find a way to survive the kickoff and then survive the next minute and 9 seconds in this game to take the series. Carolina poised. They're not going to back down without a fight. They're going to play super aggressive. They've done it all game. Morgan can't quite find the kickoff goal to follow it up. NK off the ceiling. Doesn't have a ton. We'll be able to just pop it past Jay. Jay does get a slight touch. Instant. Off the backboard. Does he have the double? Yes, he does, but it's not on net. Now Morgan in the corner. 0 boost. And 50 with Light. Light. 50's right in NK. NK off the backboard. 4 players actually jump up. And it goes into the Atlanta corner. Instant. Just pops it center. Nobody from the Carolina squad in position to save that one. Now, bouncing center. Great touch there. Light to the corner. Can he get the follow-up? No, he cannot. Morgan with the 50 gets dunked by NK. And 30 seconds left. This game has taken another level as well. And this Atlanta squad has to find a way to get off the defensive side.
Carolina showing they want to bring this game back as NK finds the pop, looks for the double,
What a
will
shot.
find the double to tie it up with 17 left.
This is a great here. I mean, you saw the amount of offensive pressure this Carolina squad had. Atlanta decides, oh, we're going to go up, try to sneak a boosted. NK takes full advantage of it, puts it off the backboard. Great double tap. And it's a tied game at 3, 17 seconds left.
Carolina not going out without a fight here in this match point for Atlanta. Light take control off the kickoff. Will pop it up off the sidewall. Goes for the musty. Gets the musty. Shepard, though, there in time to find the touch over the ceiling. Morgan trying to clear it out, but Instant sending it off the sidewall. Back out to mid to Light. Light pops it up. Jay finds the touch, but not quite able to do much with it as we do get an OT in game 4.
Yeah, great OT. So much on the line here. If you win this game as Carolina, you go to game 5 with a lot of momentum in your back pocket, especially coming back down from 2 goals. Atlanta really want to win this game here. You had so many opportunities. You had 2-goal leads twice in this game, and you gave them both up. You find a way to claw it back and just score one more without giving another one up. A great opportunity there will go by the wayside. Shepard can't quite put the shot on. Light 50 there. NK won't be able to read it. Will Jay be able to get there? No, but Shepard will, and Atlanta will make the sun set on Carolina's empire.
And Carolina, that is so unfortunate for you guys. Just happens to go right behind NK, who's not quite able to follow it up. And it just ends up in a very awkward position for the defense of Carolina. Atlanta struggling to find the net at first, but Shepard ready to come in as that third man, clean it up, finish out the game. They played an amazing series. Both teams did.
Yeah, most definitely. Carolina played so aggressive that whole series. It ended up being their demise, but I respect it. If you're going to play that style, just play it full all out, make it your personality, and they did. And it just came out to bite them in the butt. Atlanta, they looked really kind of shady in that second game. Didn't really feel like they knew what they were doing against this team. Game 3, they came out, they figured it out. Something changed, something switched, and they were able to win win the game 2 games straight and make it a 3-1 victory in week number 1. What a great way to start the season if you're in Atlanta.
Without a doubt, always a great feeling to go in, win your first series of the season, but there's still so much season to go as well. In Carolina, this is only the stepping stone for you. This is your first game. You guys have so much room to grow, and I can see so much potential in your team. And I look forward to seeing what you can do throughout the season.
I don't think this will be the last time we see Carolina. They're a squad that all of those players have playoff experience, and if they can find a way to put it together, they could really be dangerous down the stretch.
But as that does conclude Series 1 of the night, we will be back here shortly after a break with Kansas City Carnage versus Santa Fe Kings NCS.